What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to be showing how to make Miss Delight. Now, this is the teacher from Poppy Playtime Chapter 3, if you are not aware of who she is. And here is her statue. I don't really have a ton to say, honestly, so, I mean, yeah, here it is. And, yeah, with that being said, enjoy the tutorial. I will catch you on the flip side. That's terrifying. Here are all of the materials we're needing for this build. Alrighty, and the space you need for this is a 21 by 18, and the materials we're needing to start off are red nether brick slabs, which we'll also use for blocks, just for simplicity, red nether brick stairs, waxed exposed cut copper slab, light gray terracotta, red terracotta, white wool, because I know I'll forget to do it if I save it for later, birch buttons, mangrove slabs, because yet again I will forget it if I don't do it now, and I guess cyan concrete, and that will literally get us her dress done, and that's it. And obviously her shoes. So starting from the front left-hand corner of your 21 by 18 grid golf if you made it, you want to start by counting right by 7. And back by 5. Sorry, back by 4, not 5. And right here on the ground, you want to place a red nether brick stair facing forward. Behind it, place 3 red nether brick blocks. Take the back 2 blocks and extend them each left and right by 1. And then the front block can be brought left and right with red nether brick stairs that face away from it, like so. Take the back row of red nether brick blocks and bring them up with another row of red nether brick blocks. And then you'll take the end red nether brick blocks, the left and the right one, and bring them up with a slab and also forward with an upside down slab. That's the little bow on her shoe. You will take from the back side the bottom, I guess actually both rows of red nether brick, and you'll take the bottom row and bring it back with 2 upside down red nether brick slabs per block, and the top row will be brought back with actually 1 red nether brick slab on, or 2 red nether brick slabs on each side, and then in the middle you'll place waxed exposed cut copper slabs like this. That is the kind of top of her foot. You can use light gray terracotta if you so choose, but I didn't. You'll then bring kind of all of this back with 2 red nether brick blocks. Essentially, you'll have a 3 by 2 rectangle on the bottom, and then it'll be brought up another row. Like that. The front middle red nether brick block you can also turn into a light gray terracotta. Because that was horrendous, I'm going to actually do the entire shoe again. Because I failed miserably on explaining it. So you want to leave a 3 block gap moving to the right, and on this 4th block you'll place going right 3 red nether brick blocks. Bring each one up a row, and then bring the bottom original blocks forward by 1 each. On top of the left and right red nether bricks on the front, you'll place an additional red nether brick, and in the middle you want a light gray terracotta. Take the light gray terracotta and bring it forward with 2 waxed exposed cut copper slabs, and then underneath those you want upside down red nether brick slabs. You'll bring each of those slabs to the sides with just red nether brick slabs that are essentially facing the same direction. From that, you want to place a row of red nether brick blocks below, or actually in front of each of those, the upside down and right side up slabs. From the side red nether bricks, you'll place a slab on top and an upside down slab in front of those slabs like this, or those blocks, excuse me. In front of the bottom row of blocks, you'll place a full row of blocks, and then in front of the middle one, you'll place a block and then a stair facing forward. The block behind the stair, you'll place a set of stairs facing away from it like this. There we go, that was a little bit better. It's too early in the morning for this, but oh well. Now, on top of each... Oh, haha, there's always one, isn't there? You want to bring the light gray terracotta here. You want to bring this, like, back 3 by 2 of red nether brick, which includes this light gray terracotta, up with a single row of light gray terracotta, or I guess rectangle. You'll bring the front light gray terracotta up by 1, front middle 1, and the whole back row also up by 1. This just gives her ankle depth or like shin depth. It's something, I don't remember what. Anyway, you want to place 7 rows of light gray terracotta on top of this whole thing that are of the rectangle. So you're essentially just, that 1 block gap is just the 1 block. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 like this. And this will give her most of her legs. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am for the most part. Again, it's a little early in the morning, but that's the way it is sometimes. Anyway, you'll have this. You can actually get rid of your light gray terracotta and get out white terracotta, and on top of the light gray, you want to place 2 rows of white terracotta. Just like that. Now, I just kind of essentially cut off her skirt from the, or dress, I guess it's more of a dress than a skirt, from the inside with white wool. So we're gonna actually make the white wool outline first, and then we're gonna kind of go down from the skirt, or down from that point with the skirt dress thing, and then we'll go up and finish. So on top of the white terracotta, you'll place just white wool on both of them like this. You will connect them together in the middle and then bring it out on the sides by 1. I didn't fill that in, actually. That's very weird. But it should be there. Then you'll go in front of the legs and behind the legs, and you'll place a full row of white wool that is, I guess, 1 shorter than what we have, but it spans the length of the legs specifically. Like that. And then you can take the middle 5 blocks on both the front and the back and extend them out an additional 1. So you can just find the middle, which is between the legs, and then I guess do the 3, and then you'll go 1 beyond that 3 on either side. Like so. That's fairly simple, but that's what you should have. You'll then trace the outside of this with red terracotta. Just like this. And then from that point, I need to find where it is. You want to bring that whole thing down with, just to start. Well, do we want to? Yeah, we'll actually punch out instead of breaking in. So you want to go down with 9 full rows of red terracotta from that. I was like, I'll go row by row, but I think it's just easier to essentially go around in each row and punch out instead of placing it into the dress skirt thing. I still don't know what it is. I'm not a professional at clothing. I was like, wait, am I building it not low enough? Also, I can confirm that that is where it sits, yeah. We'll just go around in like a clockwise or counterclockwise? Hold on, I can't do it while I'm facing the wrong way. Counterclockwise. I usually go counterclockwise. I don't know why. There's no reason for me to. I just kind of do it. Anyway. Yeah, but as I mentioned, I don't actually have these 2 white wool in on the sides. I just have the white terracotta going up further. I'm assuming that's just a mild oversight. So don't really overthink it, but I don't have it. So you'll have this, and it looks very, very boxy like this. I guess blocky, not boxy. So what you can do from here is we're going to start on close to the back. You want to be on the 1 diagonal on the left that is behind this row of 2 that's on the far side. So be on this red right here. You will want to just break 1 block on this, and then you'll break on both of these 2s, you'll break 1 and then 1 again. Then on this little 1, you'll break 2. And then you'll break 4 on this next one. And then on the next row, you'll break 6. Next row, you'll break 5. Next row, you'll break 7. Next row, you'll break 4. Next row, you'll break 2. Next row, you'll break 1. Then the next 2 rows you will leave blank or won't break any on. Next row, you will break 2. The far right here, these 2 rows you'll leave blank, and then heading onto this one diagonal in the back, you'll break 1. Next row, 1. Next row, 2. Next row, 1. Next row, 2. Next row, none. Next row, 1. Next row, 2. And then next row, 2 again. And then you will leave that one as nothing. Just gives it a little bit of a tatter. Specifically from the front, it is notable, or noticeable. Hold on, I'm not on the front, though. I'm just kind of getting situated. Okay. Yeah, that's what it will look like from the front. It still looks a little blocky, though. Why did I remove that block, actually? I still need that marking. You want to bring up now an additional, from this shape at the top, 2 rows of red terracotta moving up. This is all flat. I was going to make her legs sticking out, and then I got lazy and didn't. Just gonna be honest with you. It was not worth the time. Because I made the skirt this way originally, or dress, or whatever, I just was like, why change it at this point? Anyway, next row. You will place this, or you'll take the row of 5 here at the front, and bring it up with an additional row of red terracotta. You will then go back diagonally to the, we'll say right by 2. Right 1. Back diagonally, right 1. Back 1. Back diagonally, left 1. Left 1. Back diagonally, left 2. Left 4. Forward diagonally, left 2. Left 1. Forward diagonally, left 1. Forward 1. Forward diagonally, right 1. Right 1, and then forward diagonally, right 1. This gives it a little bit of a taper. You can see we're starting to at least get the taper. The next row, you'll place the row of 5 red terracotta in a row, so it will be kind of up diagonally and like this. You can see where that is placed. From the, again, we'll go right, although I guess you can go left if you so choose. You'll go back diagonally, right 1. Right 1. Back diagonally, right 1. Back 1. Back diagonally, left 1. Left 1. Back diagonally, left 1. Left by 4. Forward diagonally, left 1. Left 1. Forward diagonally, left 1. Forward 1. Forward diagonally, right 1, and right 1, like so. One final row. You'll take the row of 5 here at the front and bring the middle 3 red up by 1 each. You'll then go back diagonally, right 1, right 1, back diagonally, right 1, back 1, back diagonally, left 1, left 1, back diagonally, left 1, and left 2, back diagonally, left 1, and left 1, forward diagonally, left 1, and forward 1, forward diagonally, right 1, and right 1. And that's the height in which her skirt or dress or whatever the heck you want to call it will go. Now, at the front, there's a little bow tie thing. So you want to take the kind of, you want to find, I guess, the top row of 3 here at the front. And you want to take the rightmost block and place an upset on mangrove slab. Below that, you'll place another upset on mangrove slab, making sure you have this half a block gap. And then in that half a block gap to the right a block, you'll place a mangrove slab. And then from that, you'll go back diagonally right, and you'll do kind of the same thing originally where you have the upset on mangrove slab. I guess in line with that mangrove slab almost, except it's up a half a block, and then another one below it. That's what you should have. From this point, you want to spam a healthy amount of birch buttons, but not too many around her skirt, or dress, or whatever. You just want to make sure that you kind of get the polka dot style going, but you don't have too many. Like, that would be too many right there, in fact. Oh, that was nice, I guess. Break 2 for the price of 1. But, yeah. I have a good amount originally. Just try to not have two next to each other like this. You can have them diagonally if you so choose, but just don't have too many. Also, don't place any on the top of the skirt. That's a very, very strange thing to point out, but you just don't, you know? It's not a good idea, because you're just gonna have to break them all anyway. Something like that. I need a little more, I think, here on the left. I'm not really concerned about the back per se, but I'll add a few more because it is very, very dry back here of buttons. Just like that. Something to give you some polka dots. I have more than that on the original, actually, but I'm not going to focus too hard on it. So you want to take that top row of red terracotta as mentioned, and you want to place directly on top of it a row of cyan concrete that perfectly matches it. Like so. You then want to bring that row up an additional row, except the front row of 3 will end up becoming a row of 5, and will just cover up the, I guess, rows of 2 cyan. It doesn't really change the general width of anything other than obviously that row. So you see what I have there. From this point, we have some holes to deal with. However, we're going to ignore them. So you want to bring the row of 5 cyan concrete up an additional row. Well, I guess on both the front and back if you want. And then you'll go, again, we'll say back diagonally, right one, back by 3, and then left 1. And then again, the same thing on the other side. You can see where that shape is starting to form. We will worry about... Well, let's get it out of the way, actually, a little bit here. So, on the back, just to confirm, this is what you should have. On the front, you want to take the top row of cyan and take the middle 3 specifically and bring them each out with a red terracotta. Bring the red terracotta on the left and right up by 1 each, and then from there you can actually bring those reds out on either side with a cyan concrete. Ignore the middle, we'll worry about it in a minute. Take the cyan from there and go back diagonally right 1. Actually, back diagonally right 2, I lied. Then back by 3. Left 1. Back diagonally left 1. Left 4. 4 diagonally left 1. Left 1. Forward 3. And then 4 diagonally right by 1. You can see the shape we're starting to get. From this point, you can get rid of your mangrove slabs, birch buttons, and I guess white wool, and get out dark oak planks, yellow wool, and a diorite slabs. That will get us her, or finish off her body. So from this point, you want to, on top of the left red terracotta, you'll place a cyan concrete. Bring it right with a dark oak plank, leave a 1 block gap, and then place a cyan concrete. And you also probably want one here on the far left cyan concrete like that. From the cyan here on the right, you'll go back diagonally right 1, right 1, back by 4, that's great, left 2, back diagonally left 1, left 2, forward diagonally left 1, forward, or left 2, excuse me, forward 4, and then right by 1. Next row, you want to, at the front, just place a row of 5 cyan concrete here over the middle. Ignoring that there's a gap, you'll just still place it regardless over that. Oh my god. And then from that, you'll go back diagonally, right 1, back by 3, back diagonally left 1, left by 6, forward diagonally left 1, forward 3, and then right 1. And then we'll stop there for a minute here to kind of situate this bottom portion of the body, because next up is her basically collar. So from this point, you want to... This bottom left red terracotta here, the cyan concrete to the left of it you want to break. And you will probably want to place a cyan concrete here just above that gap. However, in each of these 3 gaps that you have now here on the front, a block back, you will place a yellow wool, which will give you a little bit of depth. And I guess reveal her undershirt. I don't know if it's an undershirt or not. Well, I guess it is because that's what is kind of on her collar, but I don't know. Anyway, you want to take the row of 5 cyan concrete here at the front and take specifically the middle cyan concrete. Bring it up diagonally back with a red terracotta, and then bring that red terracotta up diagonally back again, and then go up 1. This top red terracotta can be brought each left and right by 1 each, and yeah, that's her little tie. From this point, you'll take that bottom red terracotta and extend it left and right with 2 yellow wool in each direction. Take the furthest yellow wool to the left and right and bring it up by 1. And then you'll go up diagonally back as well with the yellow, which will connect you back into the tie. Left and right of this middle red terracotta here, you will just place a yellow wool like this, which will give you that. Now, let's just kind of bring the cyan around as per usual. Off of the left and the right of this bottom row of the collar, you'll place 2 cyan concrete going in either direction. You'll then go back by 3. Back diagonally in with the cyan. In by 1. And then in these middle 3 blocks, you want a yellow wool row pushed in a block. So I guess you would go forward diagonally in with the yellow and then connect. Next row, which is the second to last row of the body, yay. You'll take the yellows here on the side and bring them out with a cyan concrete each. Go back diagonally out with another cyan. And then back 1. Then go back diagonally in with a cyan and connect in the middle there together with yellow wool. Like so. And then for the top and final row, you want a cyan concrete off of the sides of these top yellow wools, which will then be brought back by 1. And then you'll just place a row of yellow wool on top of the original or the previous row of yellow wool here on the back, which is a little bit pushed out from that cyan. This is what the back of her shirt looks like, or body in general, and this is what the front looks like. Like so. Now, ironically, I guess kind of ironically, there is a little heart shape on the back of her little actual collar this time, which is made out of diorite, because I didn't want to use smooth quartz, and I don't remember why. I think it's because it is actually, like, slightly dirty or something. I don't know. Anyway, you'll take these side red terracottas and place diorite slabs on top. To the sides of those diorite slabs, you'll place diorite blocks. The yellow wool below those diorite blocks will be brought forward with an upside-down diorite slab. And then you will take these diorite blocks again and bring them back with 2 more blocks. Take the middle of those rows of 3 and bring them up with a diorite slab, and then off the back of the backmost block, you'll place another diorite slab behind, which will give you almost a little bit of a staircase. Now it's time for the funny heart shape. In the middle of these 2 diorite slabs, you want to place a diorite block and then another slab in the direct middle. Bring each of these blocks down with an upside-down slab, and then bring the middle slab down with a block, which will give you this. And it kind of looks like a stretched heart, at least. And there's her body done. Let me give you a good look at it. There you go. Before we do the head, because I am terrified of her hair, we're going to do the arms first. And we're going to start with the right arm, because the right arm is the one that has nothing, or is holding nothing, and it's easier. So you want to head to the right side of her body, and you have this On the outermost row, you almost have this kind of weird shape going on, and you have a top row of cyan concrete, which is 2 blocks. From it, you will count down by 1, this should be kind of standard at this point, and place a little row of 2 yellow wool. Bring it down with another row, and then bring each of those yellows out by 1 each. You will take the bottom right yellow wool here and bring it down with a white terracotta and then a yellow wool. Behind that, you'll just place more yellow wool. You'll always do that. I'll just go from the front row, and you'll have yellow behind it until it changes to white terracotta completely. Underneath this yellow here, you'll place a yellow to the right, or to the right of it, excuse me, not underneath it. And then from this yellow, you'll go up by 2, and also from that yellow, right by 1. Place below that rightmost yellow a white terracotta, and left of that a yellow wool. Underneath each of those blocks, you will place 2 white terracotta, and that's kind of, this portion is where it changes to white terracotta here at the back. Like that. Because that is where her sleeve ends. From this point, you want to take the right row of white terracotta and bring it down with 3 rows of white. Bring those 3 rows each right a row. And then you will go down from that from the right side of this with 2 rows of white, which will then each be brought right by 1 again. And you can also extend down on the right side with an additional 2. And then go back left a row. You have this kind of like, I don't even know, it looks like a claw almost. So you want to take at the front and back, this row of white terracotta just above the gap and bring it forward and or backward by 1, which I guess it would mean not and or, just and. Take those white terracottas and extend them each down by 1. There's her hand gripping absolutely nothing. She's just furious for some reason. I swear I didn't do anything, at least not this time. From this point, we can do a similar thing with the other shoulder. However, this one's different for one particular reason, that being her arm doesn't go down and goes out. I know, crazy. So if you head to the left side of her body, you want to head to this top row of cyan and count down by 1. Same thing, row of yellow, another row below it. Whole thing out a row, and you also have, I believe, the same position white terracotta underneath this for this left row of yellow this time, which has, I guess, a yellow behind it still. Place a row of yellow wool below that row of white terracotta and extend these bottom 3 rows each to the left by 1. Take the bottom row of yellow here and extend it to the left by an additional 1, and then you will extend the front left, front left yellow down by 1. Place a white terracotta off both sides of it, and then a yellow wool in the other corner, which will give you a checkerboard pattern from underneath. I don't know why it's like that, it just kind of is. Anyway, underneath that, you want a singular row of white terracotta that is taking up the whole square. Bring the front row here at the, front, down an additional row with white. Take this bottom 2x2 of white and extend it forward with 3 rows. And then you will bring the top row forward with 2 rows of white, and then bring those front 2 rows up by 1 each. And then from that point, you want to take the front right row of white and bring it up with an additional white. Take the left side here and bring it forward with 2 rows of white. And then from the front here, you'll go right with another row of white. Take this front right row and bring it down by 1 here at the bottom. And then at the left side here, where you have, essentially where you have the gap in the hand, just left of that, you'll bring this row of white also up and down with a white, like so. That's her hand that is holding Barb, which is her little pencil thing. I don't know why it has a name, but it does. So you can clear your inventory, and this is one of the more annoying things probably in this statue. Other than her hair. Her hair is definitely the most annoying, but this comes a good second. You want to get out yellow terracotta, red nether brick slabs, or I guess you could just get out blocks. I mean, you don't really need the slabs. I just get them out anyway because, yes. red nether brick walls, nether brick fence, because there is no red nether brick, although I guess either way I would prefer that, even if they do happen to exist at some point in the future. Acacia slabs, bamboo slabs, waxed weathered cut copper slabs, mangrove slabs, and blackstone slabs, and that should be everything, as far as slabs are concerned. So, in her hand, you want to place a row of yellow terracotta. Start with the row of 4 that essentially spans her entire hand, like this. At the bottom, you'll bring it down with a yellow terracotta, red nether brick block, red nether brick wall, and then 2 nether brick fence. I think this is supposed to be a giant pencil, but I don't know. It does have ruler vibes, but at the same time, I don't think it's a ruler. Anyway, you want to bring up the yellow terracotta by... What the... Huh? Hold on. You want to bring it up with 5 yellow terracotta. Had to, like, go through the 5 stages of grief to figure out what was going on. You want to take, not the top block, but 1 down, and to the left of it, you'll place an upside-down blackstone slab. You'll then just go up diagonally and to the left with 2 more blackstone slabs. Like that. Off of the first blackstone slab, you want an acacia slab up diagonally forward from it like this. You'll then go up diagonally forward and to the left with another acacia slab like so. Off of the front of the top yellow block, you'll place an upside-down waxed weathered cut copper slab, and then you'll go down diagonally forward from it by 2. Like so. On top of that first upside-down slab, you want a bamboo slab. You'll then bring it forward diagonally up with an upside-down bamboo slab with a normal bamboo slab on top, and then you'll do the same thing again. This one's just a little bit larger, for whatever reason. I don't know, I don't make the rules. I made the pencil, but... If I made the pencil, do I make the rules? I don't know, that's a weird question. This original bamboo slab, you'll have an upside-down waxed weathered cut copper slab left of it, which is, I guess, also up diagonally. From that, you'll just go forward diagonally left. No up, no down, just forward diagonally left. On top of the... I guess original slab of these 2 waxed weathered cut copper ones, you'll place an acacia slab with another one forward diagonally up. I'm not really specifying upside down versus not because it would just become a whole conglomeration and mess of words if I did. Right of this upside down bamboo slab, or I guess forward diagonally right alternatively from this bottom bamboo slab, you'll place 2 mangrove slabs both going forward diagonally right, like this. Also, from that bamboo slab, this original one, you'll place a blackstone slab up diagonally right, which is, again, technically upside down. You'll then bring it up diagonally right by 2, and we're starting to at least get some sort of shape. It's still very, very, like, empty, but we're getting somewhere. I swear. We'll get somewhere eventually, regardless. So, where you have that acacia slab here on the left side, you want a bamboo slab that is in the same position off of the right side of this upside down slab, or I guess down diagonally right. From that bamboo slab, go forward diagonally right with another bamboo slab. Off of the top yellow terracotta on the right side, you'll place just 3 upside down mangrove slabs going to the right. On top of the original mangrove slab, you want an acacia plank with another plank up diagonally right by 1, like this. Off the back of the bottom plank, you want 2 mangrove slabs. And then... on top of the yellow terracotta here, you want to place 2.5 blackstone slabs. So you'll place 1 block, or I guess 2.5 blocks, 2, and then another slab. Off of the, I guess, top of the 2 blocks, you'll place... back diagonally to the right, 2 blackstone slabs, just going in a diagonal like this. This is weird. From the bottom black stone block, you'll have an upside down bamboo slab behind it, which will go up diagonally back with another slab, like so. This is actually kind of easier without the head in the way, because the hair is literally like a block away from this. Underneath, or I guess from the top yellow terracotta, you'll place an acacia slab behind it with another one up diagonally back from it again. Now, kind of moving to the back left of this, sort of, I guess. Off of the bottom black stone block here on the left, you'll place a mangrove plank with a slab on top. From that slab, you'll go up diagonally left with an upside down slab, or I guess just, you know what I mean. And then place a plank on top. From the bottom mangrove plank, you'll place a waxed weathered cut copper slab behind it with another one up diagonally back and to the left by one. And then literally a block up, you'll do the same thing but with acacia instead. And that should be... No, we're still missing a little bit here at the top. So if you head back to the front, you'll have this little set of 2 acacia slabs. Just, I guess, on top of the backmore one, you'll place a waxed weathered cut copper slab. It will have a half a block gap, and that is perfectly fine. You'll place another one left and right of that, like so, and that should be her pencil barb thing done. I think she calls it barb, I don't know. I don't remember the lore, unfortunately. So, when we make her head, we're gonna start with the front of her face, and then we're probably gonna do the hair after we kind of get the detailing and stuff. And then we'll just shape her head inside of the hair. Because, you know, I just don't know the difference between what's hair and what's head. So, clear your inventory and get out white terracotta, pink terracotta, I feel like I never use that, pink concrete, quartz slabs, oh, it is a missing material, but it's actually not the one no, never mind, no it's not, mangrove slabs, we have used those, red nether brick walls, black concrete, white concrete, and smooth quartz stairs. And that will actually get her face entirely done, which is pretty nice. Inside of the collar, you have a fairly well-defined 3x2 area. You will fill it in with white terracotta and bring it up an additional 2 rows or 1 row? We'll go with 2 rows, yeah. Just like that. Off of the... Ooh, I love when there's a misplaced row. I find so many of these, it's crazy. Like, how do I manage to do this this consistently? Miss a row. Anyway, you will take the front of this top row of white terracotta and bring it forward with 3 rows. From this point, we will do the entire face outline, I guess, because why not? It is not symmetrical, by the way, so don't do it on the same on both sides. We're going to go left this time, because I just feel like it. From this left block, go up diagonally left with a white terracotta. Go left 1, up 1, left 1, up 1, left with a pink concrete. Then bring that pink up by 1, up with 2 white terracotta, right 1, up 1, up diagonally right 1, right 1, up diagonally right 1, right by 2, down diagonally right 1, right 1, down diagonally right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, down with 2 pink concrete, down diagonally left by 2 with white terracotta, and then left by 1. It is fairly symmetrical. It is just that one little area where there's a couple blocks missing. But regardless, it's not symmetrical, so... At the essentially top corners of her head, you have this little 2x2 area that is kind of, sort of pointed out. You can see where I am just kind of casually moving my mouse in a small little circle. You want to take the bottom white terracotta on this rows of 2 to the side and bring it down diagonally in with another white terracotta. You'll then go in 1, up diagonally in 1, and up 1, and that will give you a much more defined 2x2 space. Because I'm weird, we're going to inset her eyes a little bit, but we're going to do one other thing first. because it'll help with actually placing the blocks. So at this top row of 3 here, kind of at her forehead, you will fill in the left 2 blocks and leave the right one open. From this point, we're going to place the pink terracotta row that is behind the row of white. So at the bottom here, you'll place the row of 3 pink terracotta just above the second, or I guess the row of white terracotta behind the front row. From that, you can, I suppose place another pink off the left and right. You'll see why I say I suppose. Those will get covered up anyway. And from that, you'll go up diagonally out by 2 on both sides. This part should be symmetrical, yeah. You'll then go up by 2 with pink. And from that point, you can take these top pinks and connect them together. That's her mouth. You can bring the pink terracotta just kind of up and along this gap here. And that's really all. You may need to still do some placeholder blocks for this, but it's fine. In either eye, inset a block. You want to place... If you made my Huggy or my Boxy Boo or, actually, just those two, apparently. You want to do the kind of smooth chord stair thing, but they all face in different directions. So in the bottom left corner of both eyes on this pink, you'll place a smooth chord stair facing right. Right of it, smooth chord stair facing left. On top of that one, you want an upside down stair facing left, and then in the remaining corner, you want an upside down stair facing left. I think this one should be right, I said left. And it will give you this. And you'll do the same thing in the other eye. So just essentially you're leaving you're keeping the middle portion of the eye open while filling in everything else. I guess the outer trim. In the bottom inner corners, you'll place a white concrete, and in the other 3 blocks behind these stairs, you'll place black concrete. And this will give you a horrifying monster that has no teeth, which wasn't what I was intending, but it does look pretty scary, so. It's time for the fun part. The inside of her mouth, because we're going to do that before we do the teeth, because I don't know, I just feel like it. So, I love clickbait. You'll see why I say that. These 2 pink terracotta diagonals here on the bottom of the mouth, you'll bring each one back with a block of quartz, and then with 2 pink terracotta. Bring the end pink terracotta up by 2, and then in by 1. You will then fill in pretty much the bottom left and right, I guess, and top, all kind of back until they are at this point. So at the top, it's just this row of pink here. At the top, you're bringing it back with 3 rows. I guess I'll do it fully. At the sides, you only need 2 rows, and at the bottom, you probably also need 3. Yeah. So you'll have this. In the remaining gap, pushed back a block, you'll line the sides with pink terracotta, which is the left, right, and top. And then this 3x2 in the middle can be filled in with black concrete. How does that somehow look worse? At this top middle pink terracotta here at the back, you want a red nether brick wall with another one below it. Yes, I made her uvula deal with it. At the bottom here, in front of each black concrete, you will place, moving forward, 3 mangrove slabs, which will just leave you with 1 little block here before the front. Now that she looks even worse, you will take these 2 blocks of quartz on the side from earlier and bring them up with a quartz slab each. At the, I guess, top and bottom, kind of in line with these 5 middle blocks, you'll place a block of quartz on either side, bring them in with a quartz slab, and then a quartz block in the direct center, and you can do the same at the top, making sure that they're in line. Because of the unevenness of the sides of her jaw, you'll actually bring these quartz blocks here on these sides out with upside down quartz slabs. And that will give you this. It kind of looks... It doesn't look quite humanoid. It looks like robotic in a way. Like, it gives me FNAF... I don't want to say FNAF vibes, but kind of up that same alleyway. Anyway, before we clear our inventory... Okay, never mind. We don't need to do anything with that. Yeah, we're going to clear inventory, and we will need back out the white terracotta, because she looks bald, and, you know, it's just not quite right. You want to get out yellow wool, white terracotta, and mangrove slabs. And that should finish off our build, assuming everything goes to plan. So, symmetry is awesome. However, there's one portion of this that's not symmetrical. It's not really crazy. We're probably going to make it symmetrical, and then I'll just tell you to break the, like, 2 blocks that you have to break. But figured I would point that out. So, you know the drill. Whatever you do on one side, you do on the other. Come to the top middle white terracotta and place a yellow wool up diagonally forward. You'll bring it off these sides by 1. Then down diagonally out with a yellow. Out by 1. Down diagonally out by 2. And then these 2 white terracotta above the pink concrete, you'll have yellow wool off these sides of. From the bottom yellow, you'll go back diagonally down by 1. Down 1. Down diagonally forward 1. And then down diagonally in by 1. Down 1. Down diagonally in 1. That's not even in. Nice. How did I do that on both sides? Down by 2. Then down diagonally out by 1. Out 1. Up diagonally out 1. Out 1. Up 1. And then up diagonally in by 1. Like so. That's her front row of her hair, and that looks kind of goofy because it's not quite thick enough, but we'll fix that right about now. Now, those 2 blocks I mentioned that were asymmetrical. Actually, we'll worry about it after the next row. I lied. Behind the original row of 3 yellow, you want another row of 3 that extends off these sides by an additional 1. From that, you will go... Oh, is that, like, more different? Kind of. Yeah. You go down diagonally out by 1. Out 1. Down diagonally out 1. And then down 1. We'll fix the asymmetry in a second. And then you'll trace essentially through. And we may just actually end up saying that's the end of that row, because that's where the bottom lines up anyway, so yeah. It is looking a little too symmetrical. Do I want to fix it right now? No, we'll actually go 1 more row because I thought it was different than it is, but you want to bring the row of 5 yellow back with an additional row. I swear it'll be after this row. And then extend it off these sides by 1 each. You will then go down diagonally out by 2. Down 1. Down diagonally out 1. And then down 1 will connect into this yellow here. And then from the bottom of it, you will go out by 1. Down by 2. In by 1. Down 1. And then from that, you'll go down diagonally in by 1. I hate working from the back. It sucks. And then from that, you can go down by 2. And take each of those bottom 2 and extend them... Extend them essentially in or out until they run into the other yellow or diagonally touch it or just fill out the front. Now, there's actually more depth also on the other side of this, so if you head to the bottom of the yellow, the bottommost row, you'll take the outside block and bring it back 1, out 2, and from there you can go up diagonally out 1, up 1, and then up diagonally in by 1. So if you do need those instructions, again, you'll take this out block or take this outermost block here in the bottom and go back 1, out 2, up diagonally, out one, up diagonally, in one. This is a little confusing, but we'll get there. Don't worry, it'll hopefully get easier. Now at the top, we can focus on that asymmetry I was talking about. On the right side specifically, you have this row of 2 here just below the top. You will break it. You may need to fill in a block, and that's fine. And this little spot here with the yellow. To the right, you have a row of 3 here now. This rightmost block, you're also breaking this yellow and just kind of filling in the gap. The gap that you filled in with yellow, you'll actually break the yellow that is right of that one as well. And that's pretty much your asymmetry. It just kind of almost like diagonals that portion. It'll look better as we go along, but that's what it is, at least for now. So, next row. It's a row of 9 yellow here at the top, so you're placing the same row of 7 and extending it off the sides by 1. I need to watch the time. I'm getting a little close here. From that point, you will go down diagonally out by 2. I never thought I would run out of time, but, you know, here we are. It happens, apparently. It's never really happened during a tutorial, though. I usually get bored. Go down with a yellow. Down diagonally out with a yellow. And then down by 5. Kind of. You'll explain. You'll see why I say kind of. Because from this bottom yellow, it still goes down more. However, it also goes down diagonally out by 1. Why am I working from the back again? Whatever. I guess it doesn't matter. Then down 1. Down diagonally out 1. Down 1. And then from that point, it'll go down diagonally in by 1. Then up diagonally in by 1. Don't ask. I don't even know anymore. Then in by 1. And then you will end up connecting from that point. You'll go up with 5 yellow. Which will go get you just behind that gap. You see I filled 1 too many right there. And also from this point, or I guess not from that point, but on that row of yellow, you will, if you head back to the front, you'll see there's a little bit of a gap in here, this like 2 block gap, and you can just fill it in with yellow wool. Just like that. So you can see her hair is starting to finally thicken out. However, we do have the problem of the fact that there's no back of her hair right now, so we'll get there slowly. There's a point to where the curl portion stops, and it kind of almost just like cuts off on the side. You probably saw it in the intro clip. So we're almost at that point. But anyway, you want to essentially bring the row of 9 yellow back with an additional 2 rows. And also you will keep this kind of pattern going until you reach the bottom, or I guess until you place this row of 4, 5, 6 yellow wool like this. So you'll stop just before that row of 2 with the copy paste. Like so. From this point, you will go on the first row, down an additional block, down diagonally out by 1, down by 2, and then because you know there's always more on the inside, you'll go in by 1, up diagonally in 1, and then up by 4. You also probably do actually want to fill in this gap I was mentioning earlier here at the front, this little tiny yellow wool here close to the cheeks, the rosy cheeks. Now, at the back row, you will end up getting stuck on the inside of the hair if you're like me, but you'll end up bringing this down with an additional, also 1 yellow. Sorry, 2 yellow. I was looking at the wrong row. You then go down diagonally, out 1. You can go to this on the other side as well. That might be smart. Down 1. And then from the top block of that row of 2, you'll actually go in by 1. And then you will count up by 2 and place another yellow inside here, which can then be brought up by 2 and then in by 1. I don't know, man. I just don't. Anyway, you're starting to get more and more depth on your hair. Do I have time for more? Yes, I always have time for more. Although, I, again, need to watch the clock because it's 11:30 and I need to be ready at like 12:20 to go to the Spirit. So, haha. Final row before it shortens, kind of. You want to place a row of 7 yellow behind the row of 9, so you're just chopping a block off either side. From that, you will then go down 1, actually. Out 1. Down diagonally out by 1. Down 1. Down diagonally out by 1. I hate this look from the back of her head. It just looks horrifying. Then you'll go down by 3. Down diagonally out 1. And down by 3 again. Are there any fancy twists on this row? No, there's nothing. Although, at the top here, you have this yellow wool that sticks out on the previous row, and you'll just kind of bring it back a row on both sides. We're getting there. We are very much getting there. Let's see if I can finish the hair before I have to skedaddle. Next row is a row of 5 yellow that is down diagonally back a row. So essentially, you see these 2 yellow on either side. It's just going to be in between them and out a row like this. From that, you will go down diagonally out on either side by 1. Out 1. Down 1. And then down diagonally out 1. Down by 2. Down diagonally out 1. And then down by 5. See if this row has any fancy catches on the inside. It does. Of course it does. You want to take the 4th block up. So 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and place a yellow on the inside. From that point, you will go up diagonally in with another yellow. Then down diagonally in with a yellow. In 1. Down diagonally in, and then just place a yellow in the middle. From this point, you want to come back outside, or I guess you are on the outside still. But you want to come to the back top again, and you want to place another row of 5 down diagonally in from the previous row of 5. From this point, you will go down diagonally out on either side by 2. Then down by 2. Down diagonally out by 1. And then down by 5. And then on the inside, you will go in by 1, down 1, and then you'll go back through this row and up by 1, and then connect across the middle here. This point, you should fill in this row of yellow at the back, just fully in. Make sure you don't get confused with the little ring on the previous row, because that is kind of weird in there. From this point, you want to take the sides of this back row, and you want to take not the bottom block on this very side, but 1 block up and place a yellow on either side. Go down diagonally in with a yellow and then connect together. The middle block of yellow will be brought up by 1, and also at the bottom here, you'll take the middle 3 and extend them down by 1 each. We're almost there, don't worry. You'll then take the bottom middle yellow and extend it back by 1, then down 1, out by 1 on either side from that block, up diagonally out 1, out by 1, and then for the final row, you'll take this kind of top yellow on the previous row and bring it out by 1, or I guess towards you by 1, Then go out by 1 on the left and right, and take that original block and bring it up by 1. And there is Mr. Light's hair done. Now, I have like 5 minutes, so let's finish it. Why not? We're not that far. It's just the bow tie on her hair and her whatchamacallit? The back of her head. So if you head to the top here, you want to take the left side here, and you have these 3 1 diagonals just beyond this row of 3 on the left, specifically. You see this yellow wool, this first one? You'll place a mangrove plank to the left of it. Going back diagonally left from that, you'll place an upside down mangrove slab, and then another mangrove plank. On the yellows just inside of these mangrove planks, you'll place a mangrove slab with another one in the middle to create this. From those original mangrove slabs, you'll place a mangrove plank out of them, or outside of them like this, so it'll be off the right or off the back. There's her bow tie. For the back of her head, it's not really that complicated. We're essentially just connecting a lot of this straight to that 1 row of yellow that we made earlier. So, on this front row of 3 here, you want to take the white terracotta on the second row back and bring it right and left by 2. Then bring that whole thing back with 3 rows, and you should have an even back of your head, which you will then take actually the middle 3 blocks and extend them back to connect to the yellow. And you can also actually bring the 2 diagonal and the 1 diagonal of yellow just forward with a white terracotta to preemptively or actually diagonally connect to something. You can take in the middle here where you have essentially these 2 diagonals. You'll place a row of white terracotta up diagonally out like this, or I guess, yeah, up diagonally out, just diagonally out, something like that. You can see where it's placed though from the bottom portion of her head. This does make it a little bit weird having to place inside, but it's fine. And then from this row of 2 yellow, you want a row of white terracotta up diagonally from it that will just connect into the pink concrete, and you can kind of see it will give you this little gap where you can see this block of quartz, and you'll fill that in with white terracotta. So again, to go on the other side, you can just place this row of white first, actually, and then just connect the pink back to the till you can't anymore. And once you have done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is Mr. Light from Poppy Playtime, completely complete, if I could not hit caps lock on my keyboard. Just made it in time. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, it's 11:30. That was about the limit I was giving myself anyway. Have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.